Hey guys, my name is Lee Magpili. I'm living in Billund, Denmark, and here to show you one of my creations. This is Diva, the blue dragon. It's a walking, breathing, blinking, biting dragon with 3 EV3s, lots of pieces, and just some fun in the office for me. So you can see some of the eye movement here. And I've always thought it's really important to give the creation like this life. So even though I've given it walking functions, actually I think the blinking and the breathing is probably the more important to kind of have it as an experience as a static model as well. I have some issues with the walking right now, but I can show you kind of some of it running through. And you'll see some of the motors kind of moving around. And he'll have some action, and you can see the weight starting to shift in the body, and it's really subtle, but like there's a lot happening down there, and like the whole middle of the body moves, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is to get that much movement in a build of this size.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. It's like, oh, how did I really do that?
So take us through this program then that you use here and talk about kind of how that connects with the Lego bricks.
Right. So it looks like really simple right now. So there's this blue block right here actually opens up into a much larger program, and that kind of makes sure that the motors don't lock up. Okay. So I have 2 of those. This 3-block section has the middle body movement actually, so it's really simple. I don't need to do too much to that one, and it's just running in a loop 2 times, so just to really get some of the basics going. The head movement and all the eye movement is actually quite a lot, so everything's controlled kind of individually. So I have the blinking movement, the eyes turning, the roar running every minute to 5 minutes. That way I don't eat the battery up. And but yesterday I had it running for about 6 hours without having to change the battery. And I think that's really nice to have it on a display like that. So that's perfect for a whole day. I changed it at the end of the day just so I can have it ready for the morning. And I came here early to make sure all the batteries were in, make sure it was running.
Very impressive stuff. So then if you can, talk a little bit more about kind of the design process of something like this, a large build with all that movement in there. Where do you kind of start when you're thinking about the design process of something like this?
This is actually the 4th dragon I've made. So he's built upon a lot of experience from there. So I do a lot of paper sketching to get the head shape and things like that. But actually the mechanics is relatively simple. It's actually 4 units, built exactly the same, just turned. So that made that part of the build really fast. And then the paneling was really just see what fits and what shapes you can put it on there. And like at the time we had a lot of these blue panels, so there's actually fewer types of blue panels on this than what I had on my last green dragon, because that one had a lot more types of panels I could use. But this one was a real challenge because I only had like 3 different types of parts I could use.
So you were really limited in kind of the variety that you could use.
Exactly. So I had to get creative on like creating the shapes and, using them in different ways, like layering them to make dragons, and what's a good contrast color, like with the blue and the gold, it looks really nice. This guy has been sitting in Greece for the last 3 years, and we brought him back, and he sat in the Lego house for 2 weeks, and he's been sitting in my house. And I was like, people were asking me to bring it, even though I didn't have space for it at the event. So I'm just really glad I got him out. And,
so with a build like this, then, do you have to sacrifice kind of stability to get all that movement, or can you still make it strong? Can it move around easily?
It's pretty strong. I can pick it up with 2 hands, and it's quite solid. It's designed to be taken apart for transport. So the first time I moved it, it was just in a suitcase. That's how I know how much it weighs, because I had to put it on a thing. So he's about 15 kilos. So he's quite heavy, but it's quite solid actually, and you'd be surprised that it bends and flexes a lot. but it won't like shatter. It won't come apart. Like the tail, like I've had to take the tail up and down. You can see how much the tail bends down, but you can see it's not really even shouldn't even be touching the ground. So, and the neck is held in by like 6 pins and whatnot. But I actually I made it a lot easier than I thought, because I thought I had to really take it apart to put the battery in the center section in. But it was actually just a couple of pull-outs and put the battery in and put it back. And hey,
you designed it even better than you thought.
Better than I thought.